My name is Audie, and I'll be your examiner today. We'll be doing part 2 and part 3 of the IELTS speaking test. In part 2, I'll give you a topic, and you'll have 1 minute to prepare, then speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Great! Here's your topic. Describe a house or an apartment you would like to live in. You now have 1 minute to prepare. I'll tell you when to start. Start speaking now.
Yes, I would like to live in a smart apartment by the sea. You know, something with big windows and a balcony overlooking the ocean. It would be located perhaps on the outskirts of a busy city, like Shenzhen, so I could stay connected to work, but still enjoy the peace of the sea. Inside, it would have plenty of space, minimalist design, and smart features everywhere, like voice-controlled lighting and automated climate control. I mean, for me, the best thing would be just being able to wake up to the sound of the waves and feel that sea breeze, but still have all the latest technology at hand. It would be the perfect mix of nature and innovation.
Thank you. Do you think having smart features in a home is essential?
No, I wouldn't say they're essential, but they definitely make life easier and more convenient. Think of it like this. You can control your home from anywhere, and that can be really helpful for people with very busy schedules. But people have lived without them for centuries, so it's more about enhancing comfort than a must-have.
I see. We've been talking about a home you would like to live in. I'd now like to discuss some more general questions related to this. Do people usually rent or buy a house? Why?
Well, that depends a lot on the country and the individual situation. For example, in China, buying a house is very important culturally for stability and investing. However, in many Western countries, renting is also common, especially for younger people who want more flexibility or might not be able to afford a down payment. So I'd say it really varies.
What are the differences between houses that young people and old people like?
I think young people tend to prefer modern designs, closer to the city, with open spaces and connectivity. They might also prioritize sustainability. On the other hand, older people often look for something more traditional and comfortable, maybe with a garden or located in a quieter, more settled neighborhood, because they value peace and quiet. It's really about different lifestyles.
And what are the differences between apartments and houses?
Mainly it comes down to space, ownership, and maintenance, I'd say. Houses generally offer more privacy, more living space, and often have a garden, while apartments are usually smaller and easier to care for. Also, with a house, you typically own the land as well, which isn't the case with apartments. They're mostly about living units.
Finally, what kinds of apartments are the most popular? Would you say they are typically smaller or larger?
I would say it really depends on the city. In big, expensive places, smaller apartments are more popular because they're more affordable, especially for young people or students. But in areas where space isn't a problem, bigger places might be preferred for families. So it's really driven by the local economy and needs.
Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test.